YouTube, we back. We back with another one. But this one isn't for me. This one is for my mom. This is my mom's 1984 Chevrolet Caprice. I brought this car about going on 2 hours ago. I'm going to go ahead and pop the hood before I get more into detail. So it has a stock 305 204R or 200R4 transmission, however you want to say it. But I brought this car as a Mother's Day gift for my mom, and she approved of it. So here we are. Well, here I am with the vehicle, and to give you a backstory on this vehicle, I found this vehicle on Marketplace about 2 months ago, and I reached out to the owner and asked him could he hold on to it for me. He said he would. He was true to his word, and finally got my hands on it. Had to pay a little small deposit on it, small down deposit, so he can hold on to it. But body wise, this car is very solid. 1 out of 10. I would give it I'll give it an 8. Interior, that's a different story. That's a different beast. This car has sat in the sun. A little dry, patchy lot, I guess you can say, for the past 5 years. And it's been out in the sun, so the sun kind of torched it, but it's not too bad. It's all there, but it is going to need an interior restoration. So 1 out of 10, I'll give it a 3. Floor panel wise, this car has no penetrable rust on the floor panels or in the trunk. The trunk is very solid. Don't feel like, let me see, where's the key? Key is in my back pocket. So one of the things I do when buying, A bodies, G body, I don't think this is an A body. But anyway, one of the things I do is I look in the trunk first. I see if there's any penetrable rust inside the trunks, and I go from there. Cause some rust you can stop, and then you got some vehicles that have rust. It's just not worth it. Underneath the car, as I said, it's nothing penetrable. It got the surface drop patches. That's nothing major. It needs some muffler. It's going to need another gas tank. Doesn't look like it's leaking, but it'll hold for the time being. No penetrable holes, nothing like that in it. The only rust I did see was here in the passenger side fender, where the battery tray sits, and I think that's why it has rust right there. Maybe the battery was leaking acid. Acid eats into the rust. But yeah, that's the only small minor spot I see as far as rust. My mother and I, we came and viewed this car on the 15th, so that was last Friday, and I told my mom, I said, I didn't let my mom know where we were going. I just asked if she would take a ride with me. She said yeah, but I didn't tell her, the reasoning. But en route to come see the vehicle, I did tell her, I said, Ma, just because we're making this trip, don't feel like you have to say yes. I said, whatever it is, if you feel like it's a POS, a piece of shit, or you don't like it, or you're really not into it, you just say so. But if you're not interested, just let me know. We'll pack up and we'll get back on the road. But shit, don't tell nobody. I was still gonna buy this motherfucker. I was still gonna buy this motherfucker. But backstory on why I brought this vehicle is because back in 2002, 2003, No, it's about that was like, yeah, 2001, 2002. My mother had one of these vehicles before. Same year. It was a New York blue, but it was faded. Interior was very clean, powered windows. The car ran good. My mother actually had the car as a package deal. She worked at a supermarket, and I think one of the customers came in and gave her a package deal. It was a 1984 Chevrolet Caprice, and it was a 79 Nova. Now the Caprice was for my mom. The 79 Nova was for my dad. And yeah, I think total, I think my mom paid like $400. It was $400 for the Caprice. I mean, excuse me. It was $200 for the Caprice, and then $200 for the 79 Nova. And that, man, the Caprice, it ran like a Cadillac. It glided. The damn car ran so good. It was my father's everyday daily instead of my mother's. My father was supposed to be driving the 79 Nova. But the car ran so good. It ran good up into the transmission going out on it. And then I later found this out from my mom. When the transmission went out on it, my dad basically told my mom, you know, you're going to have to get rid of that car. The engine was still going. It just wouldn't go into reverse. And then eventually I think it started, like in drive, I think the gears started slipping. So he told my mom, you're going to have to get rid of that car. And then my mom traded in the car, as you know, down payment wise. She traded it in for a Chevy Ventra. And then coincidentally, the transmission on that damn van went out. So Chevys in their transmissions. So about 2, maybe 3 years ago, me and my mom, we was talking, and she expressed to me that you know, she missed her car, and that, you know, she was going to get another one day. So and I also expressed to my mom that if I knew then what I know now about cars, my mom would still have that car to this day. You know, a transmission change in these cars is simple. Them 200 R4s or 4Rs, however you want to say it, you know, you can, you know, rebuild it. Hell, that's any transmission that you can rebuild. But, you know, you can go to another junkyard, find one, try your luck, put it in, see if it runs or not. If not, you know, go back to the drawing board, start all over again. But yeah, so it you know, it kind of hurt my mom that, you know, she had to she gave up that vehicle. So once she told me that she missed that vehicle and that she was going to get another one day, it lit a bit of a fire inside of me. I said, I'm gonna find that car. Well, not that car, but I'm gonna find that year, make and model for my mom. So scrolling on Facebook Market, and I happened to find it. And me and the guy, we worked something out and made a little small deposit on it for him to hold it for me. And true to his word, he did. And here I am with it. And I'm glad he stuck to his word, because in my line of work, I'm always gone. I'm not really home a lot, so it's like I find all the good deals when I'm out on the road working. But then, you know, trying to explain my situation to the seller, they really not trying to be, you know, they really not trying to hear it, or they're not trying to hold on to the part for that long. Or some people give me their word, they'll hold on to it, and then as a checkup, I may call like a week later to see if they still got it. The damn part or the car is gone or something like that. So I was happy that the guy was true to his word. He kept the vehicle, you know, for me, for my mom, essentially, and it all worked out. I like these year models, these Caprice Classics, the 84s. You know, everybody else wants the 86 to 87 model. They like the solid headlights, and then the 86 to 87 model. And then when they do get this year model, the 84, the 1984, what have you, they'll switch out the front panel and the rear brake panel, taillight panel, for the 86, 87 model. So A lot of times you really can't tell if it's truly an 84 or 86 or 87. But I like these year models because you really don't see them out. You don't see them a lot. You see the other models, the 86 or 87. But hell, if you was to see them, a lot of times you really can't tell because, like I said, they switch out the front panels. But this vehicle is going to stay how it is. The original front panel, original back panel. My plans for the vehicle, even, for my mom, for the vehicle, even though it's not mine, I'm probably just going to drop in a little 350, something with a little power. Not nothing, she's not taking it to the track. She's not racing Dunk Master or nothing like that. Just something to give a little power behind the pedal, throwing some Flow Masters, maybe a Ford 9-inch with 355 gears. Something with a little pickup, but nothing too racetrack worthy, This engine caught on fire from what I was told. Not the engine, the carburetor. The owner told me he had someone to try to move the vehicle, and as you can see, some of the wires got fried, and that's the wire that goes to the AC compressor. You got the housing to the throttle cable and the kickdown cable that they got melted in the fire, along with the air filter. It was stuck to the cabin when I went to go open it up. But he told me once the fire happened, scared the shit out of them, and they just parked the car. The car has been parked since 2021. April made 5 years this year. But he told me it runs, it drives. It was just that little fire that just stopped everything. They just parked it. So my plans is to first is to get it running under its own power. Nothing immediate. This car is gonna sit for like maybe a year, maybe 2 years. I got a lot of kettles right now in the fire, and I just don't want to bite off more than I can chew. So but take care of the projects that I got going on now, and then that'll give me time to start getting my little shopping cart together for this one. Nothing major. Those Chevy 350s, for those that know, those engines are a dime a dozen. You can find those anywhere. Drop right in, get them running, and the good thing about these engines are they you only need 3 things to get them running: spark, air, and fuel. They'll turn right over, as long as your timing and everything else like that is set. But yeah, this is it. This is my mom's Mother's Day present. She approved of it, and it was good to put a smile on her face when she saw it. I don't know what's going on with the paint. This is primer or something. It looked like the car was originally blue. Yeah, but they put some type of spray primer on it, and then it like they just lost interest in it. But that's neither here or there. We're gonna get it right and have some more updated videos coming later. Yeah, you rarely see them solid anymore. It's something done with the quarter panels, or guys then cut the wheel wells, messed up the wheel wells, put them big ass ridiculous rims on there. To each his own. That shit is stupid to me. But this is it. All solid, all there. No rust. I can't wait to, get it running under its own power, give my mom's the keys, and we're gonna go from there. But this is my mom's Mother's Day present to her. 71,000 original miles on it. 71,000. I was a little shocked to hear that, but the title backs it up. 71,000. Another thing that's troubling me is I'm a Ford guy, but I have done some work under my dad's 79 Nova that had the stock 305. Something that is bothering me is the placement of the positive cable and the negative cable. They got the positive cable running to the back of the alternator, and the negative cable is running to the bracket of the alternator right there. So I will have to find out where they actually go, because I put a battery in the car, not to try to start it, just to see if the engine would just bump, you know, turn over, just to make sure she's not locked up. But I'm not getting no power to the headlights. I'm not getting no power to the ignition chime, nothing. So it's going to take a little digging, you know, some minor work here and there, as far as what, but it's nothing too complicated. Like I said, these engines are they're simple. They aren't as sophisticated as these newer cars, but we're gonna get it right, get it running under its own power, and just go from there. But I appreciate you guys tuning in. That's it for this video, and be on the lookout for some more updates pertaining to this video and other vehicles. Y'all be safe out there. Peace.